Okay, good morning. Today our lesson is talking about completing a square. In this lesson, we will learn how can we solve a quadratic equation by completing the square. So this is a new way. This is completing the square as a new way to solve the quadratic equation. This boy here told me that factoring is only one way to solve a quadratic equation. Oh, is not only the one way. In this lesson, we will learn a new way to solve the quadratic equation. In the previous lesson, we solved the quadratic equation by finding square root and by rooting. But this methods are not working on all the quadratic equations. Some quadratic equations cannot be solving by factoring or by finding the square root. I need another method in some cases to find the roots. But before that, look at this quadratic equation here. As you see now.
Thank you for being late.
Okay. As you see here now. Did you remember the perfect square trinomial? I told you yesterday that the perfect square trinomial that I have an x squared and I have an perfect square trinomial here like 36, and between them here I have 2 times the square root of 36 times x. I mean 2, 6, x, which is 12x. So if I know 36, I can write the b, which is between them. Okay? Because we say that if I have, if it is like this, okay? For this one here, I told you, you take to write the trinomial or to multiply them. What did we say? We write here x squared, the first one squared, plus the last one squared, plus 2 times the first one times the last one, which is 12x. Is it right? Do you remember that?
From where did you get the 12x?
Sorry?
From where did you get the 12x?
2 times 6 times 6 times x times 6, which is 12x.
I don't understand.
We talked it before. Maybe you didn't study. If you have here an x plus 7 times x plus 7, what did we say? We take the first one square plus the last number square
Not this point.
plus 2 times the first number times the second number here. 2 times 7 times x, which is 14x. That's it. Okay? This is what we talked before. If you have an x plus 7 times x plus 7, we found them the number between them here as 14x, which is 2 times 7 times x. Or you said here the square root of x squared is x and the square root of 49 is 7. So you multiply 2 times x times 7, which is 14. Now, today, if I give you b like x squared, here I told you before. Here, if you have x squared, here you have 25 as an example, and I want you to write b. You told me, teacher, I will take the square root of x squared, which is x, and I will take the square root of 25, which is 5. Then I multiply 2 times 5, which is 10, and I will write the 10 here. This is if I give you A and C, and I asked you to write B. Today now, if I give you A and B, and I ask you to complete it. If I have x squared plus 10x plus what? Here you have to complete it. You have to find C. What did we do? What did we say? We took this number, which is B. We divide it by 2 squared. B over 2, I mean 10 over 2 is what? 5.
5.
Squared, 25. So I finish, I write now C. You took, memorize it, B over 2 squared. B over 2 squared. So which is 10 over 2 squared, which is 5 squared and 25. Look at this one here. What is the value of C such that x squared minus 16x plus C is a perfect square trinomial? I want to complete this quadratic equation to write it as a perfect square trinomial. Here I have x squared minus 16x plus C. I want to write C or to find C. What I told you, how we can find C, what did we say? B over 2 squared. Where is B? What is the value of B?
16.
16. Over 2?
8.
8. 8 squared?
8 squared with
64.
64. So the trinomial will be x squared minus 16x plus 64. By this way, I will write C, or I will find C. So to find C, I will divide B by 2, then I will square the answer. Here, this one is a perfect square trinomial. That means I must have a perfect square at the first and perfect square at the last. But this perfect square here is not written. I want to find it. What I have to do, I take B over 2 squared. If I divide B over 2, then I will find the square of the answer. I will get this number. Is this clear?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Yes, miss.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's have more examples here. Find the value of C such that each expression is a perfect square trinomial. I want to make it, I want to put any number from the perfect square trinomial instead of C. Look at the first one here. In number 7, we have x squared plus 18x plus c. I told you to find c. We said b over 2 squared. Where is b?
18.
18. Thank you.
18.
So I divide 18 over 2 squared. 18 over 2 is what? Equal
9.
9.
9
9.
squared.
81.
81. Thank you. So you will clear C and you write instead of it 81. By now it comes perfect square trinomial. Now it is perfect square trinomial. Look at number 8. Z squared plus 22z plus c. We want to write or want to find c. What did we say to find c?
E over 2.
22 over b. 22 over 2 divided by 2.
Thank you. 22 over 2
Squared. 11.
11 squared
11 squared.
100
121.
yeah, 121. So instead of C now, you will write 121. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Yeah, another example now. Number 9. In number 9 here, we have a p squared minus 30b plus c. And we want to find c. C here is unknown. We have to find c. What did we say? We took b over 2 squared. Where is b?
Negative 30.
Yes. So 30 or negative 30 over 2 equals
15.
15. Thank you. 15
15.
squared.
Negative 15 squared equals
Yes.
50?
No, 15 times 15. 5 times 5 is 25. 5
25.
times 1, 5 plus 1, 7. 1 times
75.
5 is 1. 1 times 1, 1. So 5, 2, 2. So it is the value of C here. I will write.
225.
Yeah, I will write instead of C, 225.
Teacher, we solved, got it 1.
I will go to solve the cut one now.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
How to find C?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now got it one here. What is the value of a C such that x squared plus 20x plus c is a perfect square trinomial? What is the number that I must put it instead of C?
100.
Instead of C, to write it as perfect square trinomial. You took B, which is 20. You divide it by 2. 20 over 2 is what?
10.
10.
Thank you.
10.
Squared.
100.
110.
Thank you. So you will write it now as x squared plus 20x plus 100. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Miss.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Now, as I told you at the beginning of the lesson, we can factoring or we can find the roots of the quadratic equation by factoring or by finding the square root. But these two methods are not working in every equations. Some equations cannot be solved by factoring. Look at this one here. X squared minus 14x plus 16. Okay? This one here. Can you factorize it? Think about two numbers of 16. If you multiply them, you get 16. And if you add them, you get 14.
I don't have.
Doesn't have.
So think
There is
about,
no number that will give me 14.
sorry?
There will be no number to multiply
Yes,
it, give
there's
it
no
16
factors. No,
and
there's
14.
no factors. A pair of factors for 50 is for 16. If you multiply them, or if you add them, you get 14. So, what about the square root?
Yes.
It's
Yes, they are square root.
How the square root is working? It
No.
cannot work. I told you the square root work if there's no b.
Teacher, maybe decimal by decimal. For example, I don't know, but maybe for example, if we add a factor, then a decimal, maybe we will get 14.
Yes, this is later on. So, as you told me, it cannot factored using a whole number. Type. So, there's a new way to solve this type of quadratic equation. Look at me here. Here you have an x squared minus 14x plus 16 equals 0. The first step, you have to to isolate this number 16 here and move it to the second term. How I can move 16 from the second term or from the second side?
minus.
I will subtract, bravo, I will subtract 16 from both sides. After that, I will get x squared minus 14x equal negative 16. Then, come back to this equation here, which is x squared minus 14x. Take it. Here. I want them to use it. After that, did you remember in problem 1 when I told you if you have an x squared, if you have, this equation like this, and c is not written, and I want you to find c. Imagine that this is an x squared minus 14x, and there's a hidden number here, which is c, or unknown number here, which is c, and I want you to find c. What did we say? How can we find c?
B over 2.
B over 2 squared. Where is b? It's 14 over 2 squared. It means 7 squared, which is 49.
Teacher, it's negative 14.
No, I want to, if you write it as a negative or negative, you will positive, you will get the same answer. So take only b without the sign. So it's 7 squared equal 49. Done?
Yes.
Okay. Then after that now,
Yes.
I will write instead of c, a new number, which is 49. Then after that, I will take this equation back. I will tell her, please come back to your home. When it reached her home, she told me that, hey, if you add a 49 to this side, you must add 49 to the other side. Is it like a balance? If you add here 1 tomato or 1 apple, you must add another apple in the second hand. If you add another apple here, it becomes 2 apples, you must add another apple here. So in the equation, we have the same. That means since you add 49 on the first side, you must add 49 on the second side. Then let's continue. Then after that, as I told you, when we found C, we make it as what? As perfect square trinomial. This one, is it right? X squared minus 14x plus 49. We found it as a
Yes.
perfect square trinomial. So let's factorize it. We said it is perfect square trinomial. How can we factorize it? It is x minus
X
plus
minus what? What is the square root of 49?
7.
7.
So it is x minus 7 squared, or x minus 7 times x minus 7. So I write it as an x minus 7 squared. Then equal negative 16 plus 49. Let's simplify it. 9 minus 6 is a 3, and 4 minus 1 is a 3. So it is x minus 7 squared equal 33. But then after that, then the second step will be that here I have a square. I want to cancel the square. What I have to do?
I will make it x minus 7 multiply x plus 7, x minus 7 also.
No, just put under the square root every time. Don't forget, if you want to cancel the square root, to cancel the square, put a square root. And since you put a square root on the first side, you have to put another square root on the second side. Then, how it will be? It will be x minus 7 equal. What is the square root of 33?
There is no square root of 33.
You will find it by calculator, or I will give you a small any numbers you can find its root. It is 5.7. But this 5.7, as we said, did you remember when I told you if you have x equal 49 or x squared equal 49, and you took the square root, you tell me that x it could be 7 and x it could be negative 7. Is it right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Here we have the same. Here we have the same. What does it mean? That's mean if you take the square root of x minus 7, you tell me that we have positive negative 5.7. That's mean.
Teacher, I'm going to exit from here and enter from another device. Can I?
Okay, yes. So here it's x minus 7. It could be 5.7, or x minus 7, it could be negative 5.7. Because as I told you, we must have a positive and negative number. Then after that, I want to find x. The first one here, x minus 7 equal 5.7. So I want to find x. So I will isolate x inside and the other numbers on the other side by adding 7 to both sides. So x is 12.7. The second one, the same, plus 7 plus 7. So x is 1 plus 3.
Okay, negative because
No. 7 is greater than 5.7.
yes.
Okay, so 12.7 and 1.3 are the roots of or the solution of the equation x squared minus 14x plus 16. Is it clear? I will repeat these steps. These steps will be work on all equations that cannot be solved by factoring. The first step, as I told you, remove or subtract 16 from both sides. After that, complete the first equation as a perfect square trinomial. That's why we said it's completing the square. Completing the square, that means I will complete this equation to be as perfect square trinomial. That's why our lesson is talking, or its title is completing the square. I want to complete this equation by a square, a perfect square. After that, it comes like this. We will take the square root. I will find the square root after refactoring it. And we will find the solution of x. Let's have another example. Yeah, let's do another example. If you didn't understand it, tell me. Yeah, here we have an x squared plus 9x plus 15 equals 0. Look at it. Can you factorize it?
No.
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 So what we have to do? Completing the square. By the first step, subtract 15 from both sides. So it's like x squared plus 9x equal negative 15. Then after that, take this equation here. Tell this equation, come here please, I want you for 1 minute. You take this equation, you complete the square for it. How can we complete the square? How can we find C? B over 2 squared, yes. 9 over 2 is what?
4.5.
4.5. Squared, let's find it here. 4.5 squared, which is 20.25. I hate these numbers. Stop it, please. Sorry. Okay. Let's choose solve number 15 here, or number 14. Number 14, we have an r squared minus 5r equal 30. Here, it's ready. So I need now to take this r squared minus r. I tell her, please come with me for 1 minute. I want you here. If you look at this equation here, I said I want to make it as a perfect square trinomial. I want to add something to her, like to make up for her for this equation. Okay, I have to find c. To find c, you divide b over 2 squared. What is the value of b?
4.
4 over 2.
4.
2.
2
Then
squared.
4.
4. So you add, and every time you add, don't subtract, you add 4 to this equation. After I add 4, I tell her, thank you so much. Come back to your home. So let's take this number here. And this number here now. Then what is the second step will be?
it will be factoring.
No, before that. If you add 4
minus
to the first
30
side.
minus 30.
No,
We will add plus 4 to the other side.
If you add 4, yes, if you add 4 to the first side, you must add 4 to the second side.
Teacher, why add? Is it minus? Oh, okay.
Okay, then look at the first equation here. We make it a perfect square trinomial. And since it is a perfect square trinomial, it told me I need to factorize. I cannot stay like this. I told her, okay, I know how can I factorize you. I would put r minus, what is the square root of 4?
2.
2.
And 2.
So it is r minus 2 squared equal 30 plus 4.
34. 34.
Yes. Then after that, it is an r minus 2 squared. Since we have a squared side, a square number on the first side and a coffee number on the second side, and I want to cancel the square root, what I have to use?
Square root.
Square root. If you put a square root on the left side, you must put a square root on the second side. Is it like two girls? If you give the first girl candy, you must give another girl another candy. Here we have to do the same. If you put the first side under square root, you must put the second side under square root. So it would be r minus 2. At this r minus 2, it takes two values. It could be positive. Now, square root of 34, it is 5.8. So this r minus 2, it could be positive 5.8 or negative 5.8. Then, but I don't want r minus 2, I want r only. So I will add 2 to both terms here. So the two values of r will be